Hey guys, Footy Manager TV here. Welcome to episode number 24 of my Leeds United FIFA 16 career mode series. And this episode is a bit of a longer one. As you can see by the episode length, there's a lot to happen, a lot of games. Got Capital One Cup as well, a game against QPR. But here we are adding Eric Palmer-Brown into the training. As I mentioned, this season he's going to be looked at as a player we are going to develop. Probably not going to play too much because of the other centre backs we have, but definitely will look to develop him. He's a development player for us. He's the same rating pretty much as Cagley was last season. So imagine if we could train him almost to the same level. I don't think we can, like the exact same amount of development, because I don't think his potential is as high, but a little bit of development would be good to see. If it was half of what Cagley did, that would be amazing anyway. He'll be almost mid-70s, maybe 73, 74, and that would be acceptable. But anyway, now we're focusing on the contracts, and there's so many players, well, there's quite a few players that want new contracts or their contracts running out. And even Victor Valdez, he wants 30k more, and there's a reason. He's killing it at the minute, and he's gone up. He's up to 84, believe it or not. So he's improved 2 overall since I started this career mode. He starts at 82. He joined us at 83, I believe. Now gone up to 84. He's a key goalkeeper, not just with his development, but he's shown that in the game so far. He's made some good saves, and we haven't conceded too many. And it's a big part down to him. Victor Valdez, what a pre-contract signing he has been for us this season. And we've got quite a few other players that developing. They're developing pretty well in key attributes also. Dongu Safak, he's looking very good. We need him to step up, though, to be more of a goal scorer as a striker. He hasn't done that so far in this career mode. Saint Maximin improving, and there's Botaka. Botaka not really getting a look in now. Stuart Dallas as well. Guys like Stuart Dallas and Luke Murphy, I'm not really sure. And even Botaka, I guess. But Botaka 5-star skills has more about him. But I don't think they'll have much of a future at the club, because we're striving to obviously improve the player quality. Chris Wood just picked up a sprained knee, and he's just going to be missing for about a week or so. That will be okay. It's not a major injury, especially with Dongu stepping up right now. Lately, being good enough for the first team. He's actually rated higher than him, so that's a good thing, by 1 overall, I believe. And now we're going to offer a contract. Robert Lustica, he wants to leave the youth squad, as you expect, at 17. It's only a matter of time before he wants to leave. And he's a guy that's going to join. He doesn't have a problem like Sirota, where he just doesn't accept. Hopefully Sirota will sort himself out, and then he can eventually join, as he's one of the brightest talents there. Lustica, he may not have the highest overall, but he's got some pretty sweet potential. But now we've got a tough game away from home against Spurs. Even though we're on top of them, we're in 5th. Believe it or not, we're in a Europe position. Imagine if that happened in the first season. Even if it was just Europa League, that would be massive. Do you think, that's an actual legit opportunity. Do you think we can finish in a top 6 position? Leave in your thoughts from what you've seen so far from us this season, really. But here, Tottenham, Harry Kane on the ball, looking to create something for the team. Dembele plays it through. Pritchard, then it's to Townsend, and he really wasted that opportunity on his weaker right foot. Should have done much better. Now, 58 minutes in, Dongu Safak whips in the cross, and Austin has a fantastic chance, and he's very mad at himself there that he couldn't get it on target. And this game, it was a bit of a bore draw until late they strike one. And Victor Valdez, he just shows how good he is. That's a perfect situation, perfect explanation of how he's been doing, making important saves late in games, and he clears it there, just pushing it away, and then they have a shot not really looking likely. But again, Victor Valdez, I don't really credit goalkeepers as my best players in the team when I think, oh, this guy's my best player so far this season. But Victor Valdez feels like he is. Most definitely, he feels like the best player in the team right now. So for me, most definitely, that was a really good signing for us. Usually, I wouldn't go for those older players. But if you are, as a goalkeeper, I think I'll be a bit more confident in that, especially going forward now, because I've seen it happen with Valdez, and I would be confident in the future if I were to pick up another goalkeeper like that, if there was an opportunity to anyway. So another training session there, some decent development. It's just the same kind of story, not too much new there, really, just the general development, as you see, from the players. But look at that, Leeds United's new hero. That's a bit weird to say. But anyway, yeah, he's our new hero pretty much. And his value is 13.5 million for a pre-contract signing. We paid no transfer fee up front. Imagine this happens a lot, doesn't it? Imagine if we get an offer in January, especially for goalkeepers. I don't know why. When goalkeepers do really well, I get a lot of offers in January for whatever reason. And there's Leicester. He's 6'5". He's got low attacking work rate, not amazing skill moves or weak foot, but he's just going to be that physical presence in midfield. Just 6'5". That's a monster in midfield. As a centre back, that's known as being tall, but in central midfield, there's a few midfielders like that, and they're just absolute beasts in midfield. So hopefully he can become that as we develop him. But as you can see, we do have an important game coming up against Leicester City. I'd like to see this as a win because, as I said, I want to play in Europe next year. I don't know whether to say Champions League or Europa League. I don't want to commit to one. I don't want to say top 4 for Champions League. No doubt that would be really, really hard. But I think Europa League could be a good target to be a bit realistic. It'll be hard to, finish top 4 with all the other teams in this league. But sometimes, teams just have bad seasons. Sometimes I see, Arsenal or Liverpool or someone like that not finish top 4. But here we are through again. It is Charlie Austin, and this celebration you'll see I do a few times. Basically, when I don't really want to do a celebration, I guess that's the best way to explain it. I just flick the stick quickly to get it over and done with. It's just, a reaction kind of thing. So you see it a few times. But Charlie Austin, 3 goals in the Premier League so far is not too bad. We've found another good player on a pre-contract. Both our goalkeeper and our striker on pre-contracts, 2 of our best players, if not both 2 of the best. And now we have a highlight in injury time. What is going to come with it? It's going to be a free kick. Maybe we can make it 2-0 just before halftime. Kovalenko, I was just checking anyone else, but not really. Kovalenko is clearly the best free kick taker. That's starting anyway. Moat is pretty decent, but he's not starting today, and Kovalenko smashes that. I think the goalkeeper got a little bit of a hand to it, but unfortunately for them, he couldn't save it. It was just too powerful. Kovalenko, he's so good. He's so good, a good signing as well. Don't forget, first season, and he's becoming a real key player. No doubt he was key last season, one of the best players being in the championship, but what a strike. You can see the goalkeeper. He just had no chance there. It was too powerful. When I get free kicks and when I score free kicks, I like to show all the replays, all full replays, and look at that. He can't believe it either. He's like, how did I score that? What a goal. And that is his first goal in the Barclays Premier League. About 60 minutes in now, we're going to be looking for a third. Rolando Aarons, he's zipping past, and he does make it 3-0. And again, they all can't believe it with that celebration. And Leicester City look shocked, and they're definitely not as good in FIFA as they are in real life this season. Rolando Aarons, he has really good balance. Like, one of the centre-backs there, or at least defenders, tried to muscle him off the ball, and he was too strong. And I've had other occasions, I think I showed it in a highlight in one episode, where he kind of used his strength to push away a defender, but it was counted as a free kick against him for whatever reason, but that occasion it wasn't, and it's just using his strength pretty much. And look at that, 10 shots on target out of 10 attempted. That's very good accuracy. Chelsea get a big victory against Arsenal, 2-1 there. Manchester City also pick up a victory. But we have a very big game for the final game of this episode, and you can tell there's quite a bit of minutes left. There's quite a few minutes left in this video, so maybe you'll tell what will happen in that game, but it's going to be a bigger one nonetheless as we go through another training session. But no doubt it's a big game. Leeds United v QPR. Obviously, already in this series, in this career mode, we've faced each other a few times. Obviously, both getting promoted from the championship from last season, but unfortunately we did have to make some rotations. That could be the negative for us. I don't know how high we're going to finish. I don't know. See, that's the weird thing. I don't know where I want to kind of put my expectation on finishing. I don't have it, because obviously newly promoted team, you just want to make sure you're not going to get relegated, and I think it's pretty clear we won't get relegated. I can show I can win my fair share of games now, and our team's only going to be getting better. I like to build my teams like that. Of course, have a couple older guys that are not really known as younger players, like Charlie Austin. He's about 26, 27. Victor Valdez, definitely a bit older, but the rest of the players are pretty much younger types that can get better. Like around probably from 20 to 24, that kind of age bracket. I like to make my signings in that way, and then have a couple of experienced guys that obviously get the job done. Chris Wood, he's kind of another one like that, who's very good in front of goals. And there we go. 30 minutes in, Chris Wood finds the back of the net, really similar to Charlie Austin's goal earlier in this episode. Just played it through, and then he just aimed to the left there. Amazing placement on the shot, good power as well. Those big guys, both Austin and Wood, when they're both playing, they're really hard to defend. When Dongu Safak's on the bench, that's two really big strikers that's going to be hard for defenders to contend with. But now QPR, obviously, they're going to be pushing for equalizer. They need one, most definitely, to get back in this game. So Sherry finds Fur. Leroy Fur smashes one, and I was really disappointed there in Victor Valdez. Obviously, he's been amazing so far, but unfortunately, the shot was too powerful, I guess, but I thought it was close enough to him for him to be able to make the save, wouldn't you think? But we'll see the replay there. Again, maybe it was just too powerful, you can see, and it came to him too quickly, and the shot got off too quickly, and it took him too long to react to it. It was a great strike, without a doubt, though. Leroy Fur, he's a guy I actually rate pretty highly. He's a beastly midfielder in FIFA, at least, for his rating and the team he plays for. But unfortunately, the game did end like that, 1-1. So we're going to be heading into extra time. But also, all the players were tired, as you could see. Nothing really could happen. But we did have a late chance here. We pick up a corner. Maybe we could finish it off in injury time. Once again, in FIFA, goals can be scored in injury time. So you can see here, Maximum, he actually does have the blonde hair on him. You can see, you can kind of pick him out while you're playing, which is good. And he did go really close. He went closer than I expected him to be honest. And he won another corner. So that was a pretty good effort. Then I was trying to do something different, because I wasn't scoring goals from corners recently too often anyway. Sometimes I do, every so often, but not really regularly. So I just wanted to try and change it up. But it did end like that. Or do we have a late chance? Oh, we actually do, but it's from a free kick. So you would like to think this will be the end, because it's only 1 minute extra time. That doesn't really last long, does it? The injury time, when it's just +1 in extra time. It doesn't really last long. So it had a late chance here. Mbemba tried to cross it in, tried with the header. Botaka maybe try and strike it, but again, the shot and even the keeping wasn't too ideal there from Smithies. But it ended 1-1. Possibly a fair result, I suppose. Both teams were really tired, though. Well, at least I knew my players were. It was really hard to play at my best because of that. And we rotated the team as well. Like, have Maximum, Barker, those kind of guys playing. But here is the penalty shootout. And Chris Wood, the first one to step up, doesn't hit it perfectly, couldn't get it in the green, but still was a decent placement, good power as well. And Joof, he'd like to score this to equalise in the penalties, and that was a perfect penalty as well. And I was trying to stay straight with Valdez, because usually the CPU do go straight a lot of the time, or in a penalty shootout. We did score there, though. The pressure's always going to be on QPR, because they're going second. They're taking their penalty second. Leroy Fur again. One of the best penalties you're going to see. That's a really tough penalty to try and save. Absolutely flawless. And then Moa, you can really see I'm going for that same kind of area, whether it be to the left or right, because if you do it any other way, there's a higher risk, really, of it being saved. And Mackie, I was disappointed, because I said to myself, stay straight every single time. It will be only a matter of time before they hit it straight at you. And Botaka finished that really well. As I said, I'm pretty confident in my ability to finish penalties. But now it's Junior Hoylett. And again, it seems like we're all going for the same kind of penalties, both ourselves and QPR. But now Brendan Galloway, not the best hits, but he still is able to finish that. Is anyone going to miss? Is anyone going to miss here? But here, it is Fowlin. He has to score to make it 5-5, and he does. Another really good penalty. And after a while, I'm thinking maybe they're not going to go straight. I'm going to have to try and say, but Saint Maximin, a young player we don't know too much about, but he's able able to finish as well. You're probably thinking here, who's going to miss? You think someone will have to eventually. But now, it's Sherry. And that was a class penalty. Finesse penalty, you see the same from Fur. That kind of penalty is really, really good if you hit it well. But now Amaral hits it really good, and he does finish. He's coming along really well, Amaral, becoming better as a player as we go on. But now it's Furlong. Oh, he hits that. I thought he was almost going straight for sure there because he just tapped it. By looks of things anyway. But now Berardi, we're getting two defenders, and this is where I get scared because you can even hit it in the green and may not be the best penalty. But again, that was a really good hit. But now it's Grant Hall to step up for QPR. Again, he must score this. And he does. That was really, really well finessed. And I had no idea how to save here. Now Boscagli, been really good at the back. Hits it perfectly in the green. Unfortunately, didn't have enough conviction about it because he's not great at penalties like the majority of defenders are. And here, they just had to finish and they would have won. So can I finally guess the right way and save the penalty? I do, but I don't save it. Oh my God, as you can see, I was completely damaging my control there. But anyway, we're going to check on the instant replay. I'm like, right away, I have to check the replay. How didn't I save that? I guessed the right way. How didn't I save it? So we'll check slowly. I aim to the right. Like, I don't feel I could have saved it then. Like, how else could I have attempted to save that? I flicked the stick to the right side where he took the shots, where he aimed it, and I couldn't save it. So I just thought, no, I wasn't able to save that. I aimed the way I could have, and the ball went that way. He aimed it too well, I suppose. Jack Robertson, obviously, he's an amazing penalty taker. I suppose. But anyway, we'll move on from that anyway. I'm a bit disappointed, though, because I wanted to go on a cup run to get more money so I can offer contracts to players that are running out. Like Victor Valdez, he wants a lot more money because right now we don't. Like, the solution is we're going to have to ask for money. We're going to have to request funds. We've got a big game in the next episode coming against Manchester City. That's going to be really, really hard. But we did beat Chelsea. Could we beat Manchester City as well? You're going to have to wait and see. Drop a like if you'd like to see that episode very shortly. But all these players I'm going to have to offer contracts to. But the way it is right now, I won't have enough wage, especially Victor Valdez. I can't let him go surely, especially on a free. I know how good he is for a free transfer, so it's still possible. I'm probably going to have to request funds and increase the expectations. I could just increase it to avoid relegation because it was an attempt to avoid relegation, our expectations. But I hope you guys enjoyed this longer episode. Do you like these longer ones? Drop a like if you do, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.